This promised to be a special day today.
Because we're leaving Cancun, like still it seems to be asleep, or a 2 hours journey to the Maya ruins of Chichen Itza, or the temples of Kukulkan.
We're traveling almost directly westwards along a straight stretch of neatly paved road cut through thick forests until we are finally here. Chichen Itza is one of the most visited archaeological and touristic sites of Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, Chichen Itza. We have traveled a far way to be here, and permit me to show you this wonderful creation. Also called the Temple of Kukulkan, is the dominant building in the northern sector of the ancient city, together with the platform of Venus and Sakbe, a white road leading to the sacred cenote. It forms a compound representative of the religious and political power of the Itza people. At the time of the conquest, centuries after its construction, it had not been diminished in importance, as evidenced by pilgrimages made by people from all over the world, the peninsula, to pay homage to the rain gods and probably to Itza ancestors. The size and symmetry of this pyramid lent to an imposing aspect despite its austere decoration. Inside it, there is an older structure known as the Temple of the Red Jaguar, which faces in the same direction and is perfectly preserved. The sight which unfolded before us of the main structure leaves one in astonishment. This structure is one of the biggest here at Chichen Itza. It's the Temple of Kukulkan, and it is evidence of the impressive architecture that the Mayan people had back in those days. They were way ahead of their time. The perfection with which it was constructed, it's simply amazing. It's something to think about. This temple has 91 steps on each of its 4 sides, which would total up to 364 steps, and with one additional step at the top, it would be 365, which is representative of the days of the year. In Itza, we're at the ball court. This is where the famous ball game Pop the Pop used to be played. There we can see the ring on the walls where the players had to pass the ball through, and it's by doing that, playing it by the waist. It is widely believed that the players of these games would offer themselves to be sacrificed to the gods, so that they will continue life at a higher level. Were the losers sacrificed? No! Unlike what you think, the winners were. Hieroglyphics spread across the walls tell of many stories of events, warriors, and gods. Ever present is a feathered serpent god, Kukulkan, carefully carved in stone and mounted on the buildings it spread across this place. As I stroll along, the ruins show how thick and elaborate the walls are. Quite a huge effort and manpower would have gone into this. Chichen Itza, no wonder it is classified as one of the richest historical sites of Latin America. Look at how immense it is. They say at the prime of its time, there were about 35 to 50,000 persons living here. We can see the magnificence of the structures. It is incredible. Chichen Itza is much more than I expected. It's larger than I expected. And we are sitting here at the back of the castillo, the temple of Kukulkan. And we were told by our guide that this place was exclusive for the upper level of the Maya people. This is where the prince and princesses would have walked. It may have been a garden. It was so many years ago, centuries ago, since it was inhabited. So much would have changed. But it may have been a garden here. It's very quiet, very tranquil, very pleasant to be here. I can just stretch my imagination what it must have been back in those times. It's a wonderful experience. It is some sort of mystery how this place, so elaborately and laboriously carved out of stone, could have been so suddenly abandoned. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, they were practically all gone. This is the observatory of the Mayans. It is evidence that these people were highly advanced in mathematics and astronomy. It is impressive, quite impressive, how highly advanced they were. This place is huge, Chichen Itza. It is, the more you walk, the more you see. This is where the Spanish conquistadors had stayed when they came to this place. That was in the early 1500s. This is exactly where the Spaniards stayed. I can understand the preservation of the rocks over centuries, but I'm seeing the remains of timber that was used probably for a roof, and you still have the remains of that timber there. That's remarkable. Gives me that huge sense of intrigue, a feeling of mystique, a feeling of wonderment. To merely be here in the presence of where so much would have happened in the history of humankind. It is astounding indeed. Upon the holy cenote, here were many offerings of gold and tools and other artifacts were made. Of course, as had been so common in the Mayan world, sacrifices of human and animals are very common. And here the stories tell of many. The word Chichen Itza actually means at the edge of the mouth of the well at Itza, which actually refers to this cenote. It has been a privilege for me to visit this site. It is another wonder of the world. It's a World Heritage Site declared by UNESCO, and I hope it continues being like this, so that the world can come and see what history has preserved for them.